It's showtime.
Hey everyone, Django Fett here, Honey Dog Games, comics, TV shows, movies, and more, and this is a review for It Chapter 2. And yes, I didn't review It Chapter 1, but know that I enjoyed that movie, had a good time with it, despite all the nonsensical jump scares. Basically, I agree with Red Letter Media on their critique of It Chapter 1. So I haven't had any time whatsoever to create videos or do anything, guys. Since my married life, it's just been so hectic for me. I haven't even had time to play video games. I haven't even watched Star Wars Episode 3 yet, and so that review is going to be delayed even longer, probably December at this point. Man, it's been hectic for me. I'm just starting Monster Hunter World, Iceborne. Got the shirt, gotta represent. Respect your elders. So let's just get into the review. It Chapter 2, which just came out recently, is a 2-hour and 49 minute movie, which is way too long. So in that sense, it's not as engaging to keep you interested the whole way through, and you'll be bored quite a bit. The movie is just, the pacing is all over the place. 1 minute it tries to be funny, and the other it tries to have this horror element into it. And I feel like they really fixed a lot of shit with the jump scare nonsense with the first movie, but at the same time they still included somewhat. I mean, they toned it down, I get that, but it still had a few bits here and there, as you would expect from an It movie. But it didn't ruin the movie by any means. I did feel like those moments were terrible also. There are some horrible looking CGI and visuals included in this movie. I mean, some of the visuals, the practical effects are pretty cool, but a lot of the CGI is pretty fucking awful. It is just horrendous to look at. And even though I'll give the movie credit, it's a $35 million movie, and it made its budget no problem. No problem, because everybody was anticipating this movie, and this movie is going to make a lot of freaking money, without a doubt. And it also had like these really weird effects around the older, or the younger characters, I should say, with their faces and stuff, and it was just really off-putting. The kid with the glasses, and as well as the fat kid, they had these really bad look to it, and their voices did not fit. They had to like alter their voices too, even though they were older. I get it, but it looked bad. It was just a really bad way to do it, and I get it, it's kind of a limited budget, but compared to most horror movies out there, this is a lot of money. A lot of them are on the cheap, like $1 million, $5 million and such. And I feel like the effort they could have put in the visuals and stuff, if they wanted to put that, could have been into practical effects even more, or, you know, made the story more sensible. And I feel like the story itself was just all over the place. It was centered around the older, the kids becoming older, and they're now adults and dealing with all of the shit that happened in the first movie 27 years later, and trying to adapt and try to fight, you know, the It clown or whatnot. Pennywise, and you know, it's just, I did enjoy some of the characters. I liked a lot of the characters, but the same thing they did with the first movie. They had one of the characters, Michael, who is the black kid. They didn't do anything with the story. His story was the shortest out of all of them, and it seemed really interesting, but they didn't focus on him at all in this movie, and it's just everywhere. Like, this movie is just jumbled all over the place and doesn't know what it wants to be, a horror, comedy. So while I think this is an okay movie, and I would give, if I give the rating for the first movie, it would be a 3 out of 5. This movie is a little bit lower in my opinion, because it is just too damn long. It doesn't know what it wants to be, and it's just, the finale is kind of terrible. It's all over the place. It's like very action oriented. There's not really that much horror elements into this movie. Very little that I think is actually kind of good and really effective when done. But then it has these stupid jump scares and ruins it with these horrible looking visuals that is just almost comedic like. and it defeats the horror element completely. So I'll give It Chapter 2 a I actually kind of enjoyed it. You know, even though it's like a step down from It Chapter 1, I did enjoy it. So this is the finale of It Chapter 2, and as to be expected, there's not going to be It Chapter 3 because they did the same thing with, you know, the It miniseries, so you can understand why they ended it off right there. If they continued it on, it wouldn't have made any more sense. It didn't really follow the book. It was kind of like all over the place, but it tried to like somewhat become like the miniseries, but a bit better. So I'll give it credit for that. But yeah, this was a really quick review. I didn't really want to go too much into this movie, and you know, I didn't even review it Chapter 1, so whatever at this point. But I will continue my Coder series, hopefully. I have just 2 parts left, 2 or 3 parts left, and then I should be done that. It's just been hard to find time to put for all of that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to please like this video, comment down below, and please be sure to subscribe to my channel, Django Fett, if you haven't already, and I'll see you, my fellow Mandalorian brothers and sisters, next time. Oh, yeah!